FLX Beer Reviews, back with another episode of As the Beer Swirls, StreamYard Edition. I'm Dan.
I am Mike. Dan, who are we drinking with? That's it.
I see someone down there. Oh, there. Yep.
This is another edition of Bump in the Night.
We got Joe from the Beer Patrol.
Mike, you had one fucking job, buddy. One job.
Joe,
Hi,
got anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's the Beer Patrol. We do things. It's on this is on everybody's channel.
Ooh.
The shit show spreads from one to another.
All right. Who's this guy?
I am Bumpy.
Are you, though?
AKA Jesse. But
Hello.
This is Jesse from Bumpy Road Brews. Yeah, he's going to not do a 50-point inspection, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just still hoping the whiteboard can be a part of it.
I do have the board.
Okay.
That's all we need to know. Thank God.
He has the board, but not the time.
All right. So today we're going to hop into a beer from the Fidens Brewing Company out of Albany, New York. So this is their Flora. It's a West Coast Pale Ale.
Yes.
This is hopped with Strata, Mosaic, and Citra, coming in at 5.5 ABV, 16 fluid ounces, and canned on date is 9/19. And we picked up this beer.
I'll say I did the math. This beer, 2 days over 3 weeks old. The other one we're going to do, the other one's 2 days over 3 weeks. The other one's exactly 3 weeks. We're doing it all. Math after dark.
I just felt information enter me, and I feel much more powerful. Just put
nothing but information that is wrong this entire review.
All right, let's crack her open.
Got to do the rigs, guys. Guys, got to clean the shit out of that.
So yeah, we stopped at Fidens when we were at Beer Tour Palooza 2022. And we picked up a bunch of beers, and then we thought about reviewing beers with one another much after all of our beer was pretty much gone. So this is like the last of my Fidens.
I still got
Hashtag proper glassware.
Oh yeah. Hashtag proper glassware. Hey, look, it's a girl.
Hey, look, it's not.
Oh, it's a boy.
Oh my God. Dirty Glass Mafia. Get the fuck out of here, Dan. Here we go.
So, I blame it on other people in the home.
This is like super golden straw.
Yeah. And maybe a little bit of chill haze and condensation. Might be a little chilly up in here.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it looks it plays the role.
Look at Jesse's. Look at the bubbles just coming up on that sun gun.
Wait, did I have the nucleation? Is that what that had? The nucleation?
It's much more vibrant coming out of Jesse's. Probably the shape
Yeah,
of the glass.
It's probably because I came out of the dark a little bit.
See, what's funny is what's on our screen is actually, I feel like, a little bit darker than what I'm actually seeing in person.
It's like one of those things when you do the eye exam, and they put that light across your.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, does it do it? Well,
now we're gonna have to put a warning on here. Jesus, Jesse.
Oh, it does. We knew the review like through here.
And it had like a finger of
turned
like
upside down though.
A bright white head that is now dissipated into a thin film for all of us. It looks like.
Yeah,
right.
that's
it's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
I can already get an aroma like just wafting.
Yeah.
Well, I just want a slow motion gif of that just all day, like as my wallpaper, just the bubbles are rising.
Now I do want to say
the first portion. This is a West Coast style, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a little bit lighter than I thought, but like just slightly. But yeah, it plays the role.
But it's also like pale ale ABV,
yes.
5.5%. It's not like a double.
That's true. It's not like a West Coast IPA or a double. Yeah.
West Coast Pale Ale. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, being lighter is fine. I do want to say though, despite this being a West Coast style pale ale, you have Strata, Mosaic, and Citra.
Yeah.
So this is what I would deem as like North Park does. This is like a new age West Coast hop forward beer.
With that hop blend, before even diving into it, I'm really hoping for some big berry character.
Dude, I got it when I was
Barry Bonds.
Big Barry Bonds.
You're fired. Here we go. No,
I was going to say Barry Manilow, but I'll take Bonds.
You said that, Dan, and I smelled it before. And
holy
to me,
smokes!
It's like candied strawberry to me. A lot of people talk about Strata being strawberry
shortcake.
And it has a very sweet note.
And it's overpowering.
It is.
And there is a dank pineapple on that as well. That
there is a green. There's a green back there.
I'm getting a little bit like a resinous pine, like you feel like there's going to be like a piney bitterness on the back, but not as amped up as you would get in an actual like West Coast pale ale.
Dude, I love that.
I think there's some melon type notes in there too.
Yeah, a little honeydew.
That aroma is gorgeous.
A little honeydew, yeah.
It's got that dirty Citra aspect to it. Oh.
For me, though,
I can smell this all day.
I'm impressed because I know Strata has been big over the last like year and a half. Like really, a lot of breweries using it, and a lot of people do say strawberry or like a mixed berry. And I get that sometimes in Strata. This to me is the most intense berry note from a Strata beer I've ever had. For me,
Strata is not on my hop chart.
I will say I'm sort of getting a similar nose as to the Mike. Do you remember the Ale America?
Oh yeah,
from Hop Butcher.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
And that was all Mosaic, right?
It was all Mosaic. So maybe some of the Mosaic's leaning through.
And maybe that's why the berry is so pronounced.
That berry.
I think the Strata and the Mosaic are working in tandem to make that the most predominant note.
Right.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if the Citra's going to come out with the flavor.
All right, boys. 6 minutes in, we got a lick of this on our palate.
It's going to be a fucking 20-minute review.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers,
I will say, as you guys drink it and I sit here and talk, it doesn't smell authentic like a West Coast, though, honestly. It smells like a new H1.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Dude.
So,
okay. This is that flavor that I used to love in like Mosaic beers that I just hadn't gotten in like forever. Like just that earthy kind of just vinous kind of berry that's got that sort of undertone of like almost like a sour OG Kush kind of thing to it.
I think what you did there, baby. I appreciate it. This is, to me, new school meets old school. It has enough of like a core West Coast kind of, influence to it. But for me, that Strata and Mosaic is producing, again, that berry. There's just a more of an intense, like tropical stone fruit thing where like, if you gave this to a purist, it was like, here's a West Coast style pale ale, they'd be like, no, it's not. But I think this is in the new age realm of what a lot of breweries are doing with these West Coast, where I think the big thing I get from this to make it a West Coast is I get like a nice moderate resinous kind of piney, earthy, dank bitterness on the back of the palate. I think that's what helps it.
What I'm picking up, I'm picking up a lot of like the malt notes up front for me. I'm getting this kind of like grainy bread with honey. So if you ever had just bread and just put honey on it, I kind of
love it, dude. Love it. Or like a honey drizzle. Samir, like a little biscuity or crackery with a little honey, like kind of in that realm.
Now that you're saying that, I buy it every now and then. Wegmans, the organic sandwich breads. So they make there's an apple and cinnamon one, but there's a like 27 grain one, and it's actually got all the bits in it, so you get some crunchies in with your bread or whatever. And I'm sort of that's now that you say that, I could see that on that malt bill. Like it's got that kind of like Sara Lee makes like a honey wheat bread, I think.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. There's kind of a citrusy note too. Maybe not straight up like orange to me, maybe like within that orange family. It's very slight.
Maybe a Tangelo, maybe.
Maybe
a Tangelo, maybe a little Tangelo, a little bit. The body and the mouthfeel on this is, I think the body's a little bit more substantial. I like that. It's 5.5%, and it has more like a medium body. Like this isn't watery. A lot of times these can, underwhelming. And the mouthfeel, it's crisp. It's smooth going down, but it has a nice crisp effervescence to it. Yeah, dry.
It dries out just enough towards the back of the palate to like make you ready to go in for another sip.
Do you think they should have deemed it just like American Pale Ale versus West Coast?
It's tough because I think it has enough characters from West Coast with that like that bitterness on the back end, a little bit of that piney kind of thing going on. But I think it's I don't know. Again, to me, it's a marriage. It's like if you give this to a purist, they're going to be like, this doesn't taste like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. You know what I mean? Like it's not in that realm.
No. Honestly, I think this is something I could expect out of a North Park can.
Yeah, that's exactly that they're doing this stuff. Yeah. They're a good buddy of mine, Bud, who has sent me North Park in the past. and I've had a chance to try some of their stuff. He says basically that, like, that's the thing. It's like they're doing the new modern West Coast beers, and I think that's what this is in a nutshell.
I'll tell you what, drinking this now after Dan said that, like, it's very reminiscent of that El America from Hop Butcher.
Yes.
But I'm getting tons of, like, grapefruit is popping out big time now. Like a nice tropical citrusy grapefruit.
Tangelos come full circle.
Yeah, baby. The Tangelo, a little bit of tangerine, a little bit of grapefruit, baby.
The more I'm sipping on it, there's like a hint of resin that's kind of building on the back of my palate.
Yeah, it has just a resinous hop kind of character. I'm getting like piney, earthy, slightly dank, but like, yeah, each sip it's kind of building, but it doesn't. It like kind of peaks at like moderate bitterness. It's semi-dry. That grapefruit citrus thing, I get like middle of the palate. It's almost zesty and like pithy, which is very nice, which you kind of expect again from a West Coast beer. This is just plain and simple. This is fucking a lot of old school like English beers. A lot of people will refer to as Moorish. Like you want more of this. I can't really do that anymore, but I could easily drink a 4-pack of this, not get sick of it, and have a great time doing so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm kind of I like that strawberry nose. And it's not falling through so much with the strawberry on the flavor. I want that.
And that's a good point. That's a good point because I think when I first took a couple sips, I was getting that. But as I keep on drinking and what Mike said about like the citrus starting to come and Dan saying it's starting to build on the back of the palate, I think that character for me is getting knocked to the wayside a little bit. And the true authentic nature of a West Coast style beer is starting to rear not its ugly head, its beautiful head. And it makes this probably more 75-25 in terms of a West Coast beer now, where the nose was like 30% West Coast, 40%, like
a session New England IPA.
Yeah, pretty much. And the taste is not that, which I think we all appreciate to some degree.
I'll tell you what, this beer, just in the time we've been drinking it, has bloomed like a flower.
Oh, baby.
So on the tip of my tongue, like it's leaving like that sort of like that sticky residue kind of thing. Like on my lips and everything, but almost I'm getting with that sweet and candied aspect is if you took like a orange Lifesaver and married it with the pineapple Lifesaver and getting that sort of citrus aspect to it in the candied form, and then it sort of transitions into that malty graininess and then that resinous kind of thing popping off afterwards. Like that's sort of like the journey that I'm getting out of it.
I'll tell you what, let me piggyback up what Dan said. Like I the whole time I've been getting just a hint of candied sweetness, and it just reminds me of Pez.
I could see that. I could honestly see that. Or maybe like a Smartie or something. It has that like almost not chalkiness, but it's in that realm of candy. I will say this, I am impressed because Fidens, known for their, the haze bombs and everything, to put out a 5.5% West Coast style pale ale, whether or not it is in the eye of the beholder, this is fucking delicious.
And
absolutely,
I think the body really helps too. I just love how it's not, it's not thin and crisp. I enjoy more of a body, more of a sort of a bit of a syrupy thing when it comes to, the West Coast, in parentheses. But
this is great.
I know. I wish I would have bought more had I known it was going to be this. Because this is the sort of thing I'm reaching for now, like to break up the,
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't even know this was 5.5% until I just pulled it out of the fridge to do this with you.
Dude, to me, it drinks like a 6.5%.
It drinks even bigger. Like the body, I think like if I was doing this, if we were doing this as a whodunnit or Wildcard Wednesday or Mystery Beer, whatever the fuck we want to call it,
Wildcard.
Woohoo! If I was doing, like, I don't know if I'd say this is under 6.5 or 7, just because of the body. Like I would think the intensity of the flavors and everything I'm getting. The only thing that would make me maybe think pale ale is what Jesse said earlier about I do get some of the malt, and it's like that crackery, bready, kind of grainy. I get that so many times in pale ale to let you know it's a pale ale. I get that here, so maybe I would say it, but like the body would indicate to me it's bigger, even though it's not. So I think they did a great job with it. Like this is fucking like a great session beer.
So I guess. With that being said, if we're all kind of done hammering through it, ratings?
I'll go first because very easy for me. I'll give Fidens. I'll give Fidens. I'll give Fidens Flora. Low 4.5. I'm going to go 4.4. I think that's fucking awesome. And I think it's very impressive for me because, again, they're known for the haze. They knocked it out of the park with this one for me. And that's tough to get it for just a West Coast style pale to get that kind of score for me. So
I'll give it a 4.42.
Get fucked, nerd. I love that.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, no, yes, but a little bit sideways, so it's never like perfect. Dude, I'm using that for my thumbnail and also for Untappd. Thank you, Dan.
I'm the non-New Yorker. I'll go last.
All right, I'm going to give it a 4.45. This is really delicious. It's fired on all cylinders.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I got to give a little bit over Dan.
Fucking go check out their channel. What's that, Jesse?
And I'm going to be the least common denominator. I'm going to be a 4.1.
Yep.
Ooh.
Still a good score. Still a good score.
What is lacking for you to bring it up to maybe our score? Or
it's got this kind of dirty, earthy tone, kind of that goes mid palate, and it finishes off with that going into that slight pininess.
Right.
It's just kind of dinging it for me. I do enjoy that it does have the flavors of a bigger beer. The malts and stuff do come through as being something of a higher ABV. The nose, I enjoyed the nose a lot. It's just, yeah, it's basically the kind of middle to the finish flavor for me. Something in there I'm just not like keen on.
Okay.
It's always one of those things where, like, if I give a beer a 4.1, I always have to explain to the viewers, like, that's still a really good score. Like, I still really like it. It's just, it's tough to say that, this isn't that level, but it's just a good beer. Plain and simple. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody got anything else?
Oh, this is awesome to do. We're gonna come back with another one.
We got to do this.
Yeah, this was awesome, man. I'm just glad that we all enjoyed ourselves, except for Bumpy down there.
Yeah, he
clearly did not enjoy this whole thing.
I do appreciate him being.
I have literally waited all day.
That's true. That's true, and I'm glad.
He's literally waited all day to be let down.
Dan got to drink any beers. I had to wait. It's going to be it.
And I'm glad that he's not completely in the dark over there. Just a little bit in the dark. He's not completely in the dark, so that's good.
Yeah. All right. So for me and Mike, down in the description below, you can find all the links for all of our social medias, FLX Beer Reviews on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And you'll have my Untappd and Mike's Untappd, and we'll throw the Beer Patrol's link, and we'll throw Jesse's link.
Yep.
And go check them out.
You come to my channel, there's no links because fuck these guys. And number two, there will totally be links, mostly. Just one for each of them because, like, we're not going crazy, all right? No, but go if you watch on my channel to the end, go check out both this. Go check out the two guys above. They deserve way more subs than they currently have. Same thing with Jesse. He does like crazy like breakdowns. If you like very thorough inspections, go check him out. He does a great job with those.
Tells you about the beer.
Yeah, and more importantly, they're great guys. And I say that from the bottom of my broken heart. That's kind of fixed now. So, great guys though. They really are.
Oh boy. Oh,
Jesse, you got anything?
Joe, you got a half an hour, by the way.
Well, do I? All right, story time, guys. So we were All
right, so on my channel, because I can't put multiple little push button things up on the screen, I think it allows me to do like one person plus my own. So I'll just leave them down in the description. There'll be a link to the Beer Patrol here, Joe. There'll be a link to FLX Beer Reviews, which includes both Dan and Mike over here. And all 51% of me. Link to Mike's country's music album as well.
Yep.
Known as the Romper Stomper of New York.
Bring the dogs on home.
All right, guys. And with that, we bid you adieu.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Why am I off center all the time? Fuck my life.
Nobody cares.
No, it does.